Hey, everybody.
It doesn't work as well.
No, I know it's not as hollow as you think it would be. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another movie review where basically we geek out about a movie we just saw. And we just saw Beauty and the Beast. Wait, no, Beauty and the Beast. That would be a different movie. We just saw Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I think that's the porn version.
Dun, dun, dun. So anyways, this is going to be our no spoiler version. We're not going to talk spoilers here. If we accidentally say a spoiler, I'll cut it out. You're totally fine. If you'd like an all the spoiler review, there's a link in the description below, or something's popping up right about now. You can click on that, check that out instead if you would like. Cool? Everybody cool with that? Okay, so I'm kind of, well,
full disclosure.
Yeah, first we have to both say a few things here. I'm apparently exhausted today, and it was very warm in that theater, and I was kind of dozing in and out through the first like half an hour, so I may have missed a thing or two in the beginning of the movie. Also, I just saw the animated one for the first time 4 days before seeing this, so had that fresh in mind to compare to. So those things are going to color my review. Her sinuses are kicking in.
Yeah, I've got a killer sinus headache, like, you know, kind of. You remember that scene in Game of Thrones when?
Sorry, accidentally spoiled something not from this movie. It was one of those I was debating. It's like, it's been out long enough, but I was like, yeah, just better safe than sorry. So anyway,
my head hurts.
Yeah, that's basically the point. So that's if our energy's down. But anyways, let's get through this, and we'll give you guys basically our ideas. So I feel kind of meh on this. I was a little meh on the animated version, but my meh for this is a little different. I kind of feel like they fixed some things that bothered me about the animated things, and other things they made their own problems with some of their changes. And then I think there were some like songs in this I don't think were in the animated one.
Weren't.
And I don't think those were nearly as strong as the ones from the animated ones, but even those I don't think were as well done as in the animated. I do think it's a visually beautiful movie. The CG and everything is killer. I actually, this is something, I really like the way they brought this like animated Disney world to life. I think that design is so cool. And even though I haven't actually seen the animated version, I've seen enough of it to think, I had this thought at one point that, ooh, they need to do their version of Peter Pan as live action in this style, because it would look very cool doing it like that.
Give them time, they'll get there.
Oh, yeah. But that's kind of my overall feelings about it.
Yeah. Now, I'm kind of wondering, and this is, people in the spoilers are going to be able to answer this one for me, because I'm kind of wondering maybe they pulled some of the songs from the Broadway version. Especially the song that Beast sings at the end, but because it sounded very, very Broadway.
Yeah. I could see that. The new song sounded more Broadway, yeah.
Yeah. And I know some of the songs like Gaston, that there was lyrics that they didn't use in the original. They had the lyrics, they just didn't use them in the original version. Yeah. And they've been promoting that, so I don't really feel like that's a spoiler.
No, I know. It's tricky. It's tricky too, because we're the animated one, so it's kind of hard to decide what is and isn't spoilers.
But they have changed things up a little bit, so it's not exactly like the movie version. So, I mean, in terms of like how the songs themselves are done, so just kind of be prepared for that.
Yeah, and you know, some of the changes I think were for the better. Some were disappointing to me.
They shit, I don't know how to talk about without going into spoiler territory.
I know, that's why we're just kind of giving your basic feelings and impressions, which we're not really getting too detailed.
Do we want to get into Lefou?
The hubbub about that is fucking ridiculous. I mean, I knew it was ridiculous, but when you see what they've done, it's like, really? That's what everybody was going to get so fucking upset about? Like, it's nothing.
If they hadn't said anything, the people who that are so freaking offended so easily probably wouldn't have noticed.
No, they wouldn't have had any problem with it at all. It's actually really cute. It's just a tiny little moment that I got really good laughs.
Actually, there's several tiny moments.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's compared to the cartoon version, they really didn't make that much of a difference there. Although I do think Josh Gad was better than the cartoon version, whereas surprisingly to me, I found Luke Evans to be a little underwhelming as Gaston.
Well,
and I thought in the animated he was way more hateable in the animated version. For me, he was more villainous.
Yeah.
And maybe it was where he could be cartoony and go more over the top, because they took away a few little things from the animated thing that he did that I'm like, really? They're not going to have him do that? I don't see why you wouldn't have him do that. It's logical that he would, you know? It's not like one of those, it only works in a cartoon world things that they took away. So
I guess they wanted to make him more sympathetic at the beginning, so it's like you kind of like him, then you're going like, oh man, no, I can't like you anymore, man.
I see. Yeah, maybe instead, because like where the cartoon does play him as a straight up villain from the second you see him.
Yeah.
They wanted to give people, if this is the first experience, okay.
It's like, okay, yeah, he's a bit of a douche, but you know.
Yeah, I could see that, I guess.
Oh, wait a minute, he is kind of evil. Never mind.
Spoilers? No, I guess not. No. Again, I know it's tricky because of the animated version.
Yeah.
And even that, we'll try not to spoil too much, but I think, we're almost through with anything we gotta say.
25 years ago, I'm not worried about animated spoilers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just saw it 4 days ago. So, and it's because we called this the no spoiler video, that's why, like, I'm extra cautious about spoilers.
Can we just go to spoilers now?
Just about. There's a couple more things I want to touch on. Pacing seemed okay, but again, I can't judge that one too well, where I was tired.
Actually, I think the pacing's pretty good. They do take some time to actually develop some things that they didn't really develop in the... Although they did some developments that were kind of like, I'm not sure why this is here, but okay.
Yeah, there are a few things. There's a few cast members I didn't know about, so I was kind of surprised by that.
Such as...
Well, we'll talk about it in spoilers, just in case other people are like me and don't know. I mean, I went in with a few of the voice cast knowing things, but there's a few I was like, oh, cool. So that was kind of cool. Could kids see it? Kids could see this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is totally fine. It's less terrifying than the cartoon, I think. It's like, there's some actual frightening imagery in the cartoon.
I don't know, the wolf attack, I think, was a little worse.
Yeah, okay, maybe that, but yeah, other things. And yeah, there's things, and now I'm almost going to spoilers myself, so I'll shut up on that. Music, I don't know, I felt like the animated had it better. But again, as my first experience with it, so it's hard to judge there.
I think this might suffer from a case of where you have the original, if you're like me, you have the original so ingrained that when they start diverging from it, you're like, what, really?
I could see that, but again, I'm coming from the perspective of someone who's seen it once for the first time 4 days ago, so... But then it's still fresh in my brain. But I wasn't looking for it to be a clone, although the things I wanted to see happen in reality didn't happen. We'll talk about that in spoilers, but then in hindsight, I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it'd be a lot more severe if they did it in reality. So they're not going to do it for a kids movie. Shucks. They're not going to let it turn into Evil Dead,
Okay, yeah, you're going to have to go to that one because I want to know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, trust me, I'm anxious to talk about it in spoilers. Emma Watson's fantastic.
Yeah.
Singing voice fantastic. Beast is really good. You actually care about Beast. The CG on him is really, really good. The castle is great, but very dark. I actually would have liked it to be a little bit more lit at times, so I could see a little more of the detail.
Yeah. The Beast is like... He's supposed to be this really, really scary thing, and unless he just happens to be yelling at you at the time, he's like, you're not that scary, dude.
Yeah, but I think that kind of works, for what they were going for.
Maybe.
All right, that's probably good enough for no spoilers.
Yeah,
I think we both want to talk spoilers at this point. But let us know if you're planning on seeing it, all that kind of stuff. If you want to, or if you just generally agree or disagree, that's fine here. But if you want to talk spoilers, don't do that here, please. Please jump on over to this spoiler video and don't ruin it for other people. But other than that, you can click on that thumb up button, give us that thumb of encouragement. We do love to be encouraged. Check my channel. We did a live stream right before we came here, so there might be some fun questions that were asked about us in there. And other than that, we're going to get out here and go talk some spoilers. So we'll see you all later.